Hello everybody once again, and welcome to today's Sunday sermon, which is the 33rd week of the year in ordinary time. Pope Francis in 2017 said Mass at the Basilica, and I'll be quoting what he said at that Mass, and it is also known as the World Day of the Poor. And we'll see why, because our readings are very much asking us and encouraging us to be busy using our talents for the greater good of the world and our society in which we live. We have the story of the talents, the 10 talents, the 5 talents, and the 1 talent. And we know what happened to the 10 talents. They were doubled as well as the 5. Now, the 1 talent is the question here that we may ask ourselves. Why did this man hide it? Maybe he was afraid of losing it. He hid it in a place, of course, where a thief wouldn't know. Now, talents are, in this case, money. But for the purposes of the parable and the message that we should get from it, it's not so much about money. It's about the gifts that we've been granted by the Lord for our enrichment, and also in turn, when we use those talents well, we enrich the world around us. It's like a piece of land that we are given. If we use it well to grow food, but if we leave it go to waste and let the weeds grow on it, then we have wasted that piece of land. The same with a talent. The talents are the gifts we are given, the wherewithal to give us that compassion and concern for other people and for the betterment of our society and the betterment of our world. Well, what are talents? What are our talents? Is it playing football or singing or running, or is it writing books? Or yeah, these are talents, obviously, very, very special talents. But not everybody has those kind of talents, and it's okay. But we have our talents too, those of us who are not in that way brilliant. We have the talents within us which help us to be kind and loving, forgiving, concerned, anxious to make a difference, not for our own good, but for the good of others. These are talents too. You may feel a desire burning in your heart for to do something. We say about the refugees, about the poor, about the way the earth is being destroyed with pollution. We have various areas where we work in, and this is where our talents are made known to the world. You know, we may be a teacher. Obviously, this is an incredible talent to have the ability to teach and to do it out of love for passing on information to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. Also, working in the army or working as a police person, you go to all the various things, scientists. So these talents are there with us, and we use them for the good of other people. So in the second reading today, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verses 1 to 6, we are warned not to sleep as the rest of the world does, but let's stay alert and sober. Let us be awake and ready to do what our talents demand us to do, what love demands us to do, which is very much part of the gospel. Now, if we don't use our gifts for the good of others and end up wasting them, for instance, if we do that, then we have lost out. We have lost out. We have wasted our time, really. Or if we've just done them for selfish motives, if we have done things just to gain material things, gain wealth, for our own personal gain, rather than to share it with others, and beginning with our families and helping them to get a good education, etc., but also moving out a bit further to the greater world and our communities, of course, where we give of our time. So another gift that we have is encouraging one another, people that we meet, people we see perform well or do a great job, play a great game, that we are the first to congratulate them and encourage them. Maybe they read very well in church. Well done. Or you're looking great today. Or you are special and you are God's own creation. All these are words of encouragement. That's another way of using our talent to build up people's confidence, to move out of ourselves, to move out from looking into ourselves too much and going out to others in helping them to be the best that they can be. All of us are put into the world to make a difference. No matter how we are, no matter our condition in life, no matter the state of our health, we have so much to offer to the world. You remember Pope John Paul, who got very old and got very feeble, and in his old age he was doing it as a witness to the value of suffering and old age, and to proving to the world that there is a place for the aged and the infirm and the sick, and they are God's children as well. And he showed that, and he bore his witness right to the end in that fashion. When we say, it's not my issue, this is not my problem, this is a social issue, and we wash our hands of any responsibility that we may fear we have towards that person who is less better off than us. And the indifference comes in when we say, well, it's not my problem. This is a social issue which the social services should be doing it. When we have that attitude of wiping our hands and washing our hands of other people's problems, now we can't go meddling either, but at least we show concern, and where we can, we make a difference by helping in some way. Pope Francis said, and I quote him, "It is when we turn away from a brother or sister in need, when we change channels as soon as a disturbing question comes up, when we grow indignant at evil but do nothing about it. God will not ask us if we felt righteous indignation, no, but whether we did something good." I quoted Pope Francis. The parable is really telling us that we use our talents as a service to God and to our fellow human beings. The gifts we have, the compassion, the love, the concern, yes, we are gifted also in that we are in our professions, but we use those gifts as a service of God and our fellow human beings. Now, I wish you a happy and a beautiful Sunday. Have a beautiful week ahead.